So it seems like everybody and their mother wants to start a YouTube channel. I check Instagram, I check Twitter, I'ma start my YouTube channel this, I'ma do my YouTube channel that, down to the DMs. I at least get one DM a day, possibly two, on advice for starting a YouTube channel. Like, these are people who have no videos, no experience whatsoever. And I know how it goes when you wanna start and then you start looking into cameras and camera gear and you start seeing prices and you're like, whoa, I don't know if I'm cut out for this. Well, in this video, I'll try to help you guys out. How to be a decent YouTuber on a very decent budget. Hold up, hold your horses. Before you go out and buy any type of camera gear, it'd be downright irresponsible of me if I didn't tell you these two things. One, you should definitely have some type of knowledge of how cameras work. You should know at least these three things: ISO, shutter speed, and aperture. Secondly, you need to use what you have. For those on a very, very tight budget, why go out and spend money on gear when you possibly have things in the house that you can use? For example, you can stack books to create a tripod instead of going out to buy one. I had to address those two things. It'd be irresponsible if I didn't. Use what you have and definitely learn something about cameras before buying them. In a later on video, maybe I'll touch on those things, but watch a YouTube tutorial. Peter McKinnon is a great guy. I learned a lot of stuff from him. Thanks, Peter. Alright, now down to the juicy stuff. For you new creators, a video is made up of two parts: the visuals and the audio. But the problem is, a lot of new guys really only focus on the visuals instead of the audio. And I'm gonna give you guys a very important tip. The brain processes what it hears first and then what it sees. Just think about when you see a video and the actor's lips, like when they're talking, doesn't match up with the audio.
Going on and what's brewing, like with kids, to like understand it, you know what I mean?
The audio will say like delayed while the lips are ahead. It just looks wrong. And bad audio is a bad representation of a video. Now, I know mics can be expensive. The Rode Video Mic Go is a pretty affordable option. Retail is for $60. I got mine on discount because of my homie, you know, when I worked in the Best Buy. And I'm pretty sure you can find it discounted at other retailers. The audio is something you cannot skimp out on. It's very important. Now, I know some of you guys are probably gonna be like, but Dave, there's a mic in my camera. Yeah, that's true, but the mic in most cameras suck. Like, about 99% of YouTubers use a mic, so if you find one that's on a decent budget, you gotta cop, and this is a really good one. Now, secondly, light. I'm gonna preface this when I say I don't think that lights are a necessity. Now, if you're working in a studio, I think they're important, but this comes down to use what you have. Natural light is the best type of light you can have. One, it's free, and two, it's everywhere, literally everywhere. But if your studio is in an office where there's not a lot of light, if you don't have a lot of windows in your apartment, the next best option is to have an LED light. And I'll link the LED light that I have in the description. I don't remember the name off the top of my head, but light, again, is something that's so important. I'll watch a lot of YouTube videos of new creators and it just doesn't look good. It's either grainy or it's super dark because there isn't a lot of light. I believe when I bought this LED light, I'm using it right now, it was about maybe $25 or $30, you know, like fairly cheap. So you have to have a light. Light is important because what's the point of recording a video if I can't see what you're doing or it just looks bad and grainy? You need a light. Now, thirdly, you need a tripod. Now, this is gonna depend on what kind of content you create. You know, there are vloggers. You know, vloggers are people who go out and about, that travel and create content. And then there are people who just create content in their studio. They're not really doing much but sitting down, so they have just a regular traditional tripod. So I actually have 3 tripods, 2 vlog style tripods and 1 just traditional. Actually, I have 2 traditional tripods. So the first one is right here. Now this is made by Manfrotto. It's a regular tabletop tripod. It has a 1/4-inch screw, so you just, screw in your camera here, and you basically just vlog with it. This is the most versatile piece in my camera equipment, because when I want to hold it and vlog, I'm here, and when I'm ready to set it down, it has legs, and I just put it on the table. My second one is actually more bigger. The legs are longer, so if the table isn't tall enough, because I'm a pretty tall guy, the legs are pretty tall where it'll meet me at height level. And then I have my regular traditional tripod. And for you taller creators out there, you definitely want a tripod that goes to about 65 inches or higher, or 75 inches. I'm 6'3.5", and 4-foot tripods obviously aren't cutting it. But tripods can be expensive. Luckily, these aren't. This right here is about $20 in Manfrotto. My taller vlog tripod with the longer legs, that was about maybe $21. And then my singular traditional tripod, that was about $40. I have accurate prices and descriptions in my description, so you guys can click that stuff and buy it. But fairly inexpensive, bro. And these are things that you need. This is the part of the video where I might lose you, where you're like, oh hell nah. We're talking about the cameras. The first few items I recommend you do, guys, were camera gear. Now we're talking about cameras. But I'm breaking it down in 2 categories. You have a DSLR/mirrorless that you can go for, or you can save your money and use your smartphone. But for this one, I think I'm gonna go downstairs, change the scenery. I know I can never stay in one place for too long. But yes, hopefully I don't lose you guys, because to be honest, the camera is always going to be the most expensive part of your purchase when getting gear. It's inevitable. Now, again, you can use your smartphone. And in the case that you do use your smartphone, you can use all the gear that I've already listed. You would need some type of vlog tripod. You can use the mic, but you're gonna need a specific cord. I'll link that in the description as well. You're gonna need an I believe it's called an F mount holder. I'll flash the name right here in the picture of it. And honestly, that might be the cheapest way to start your YouTube channel if you don't want to invest in a DSLR or mirrorless camera. But again, it would be irresponsible of me to not tell you this. Smartphone cameras have smaller sensors than DSLR or mirrorless cameras. So, given that it has a smaller sensor, it's gonna capture less light, and it's basically gonna have less quality, obviously. But you can create pretty great content with your smartphone. And I'll flash a card. I actually made a video about this. Now, if you're not going that route and you have a little bit more cash to spend, but on a decent budget, here's what I would recommend. My camera, the camera I shoot all of my YouTube videos with, the Canon 80D. And when I say this, listen to me closely. The camera retail costs about $1,200. Yes, I know, pretty pricey. Actually, all the decent cameras, with decent level specs are gonna be around this price. But I paid $709 for it. What is that, like $400 plus off of the camera? And I got it for that cheap because I bought it on Black Friday. If you guys want nice camera gear, you have to shop when the deals are present. You cannot miss Black Friday. You cannot miss Cyber Monday. You have to check constantly if you want good camera gear at a discounted price. Again, would you rather pay $1,200 or $709? It's your choice. My other recommendations would be the Canon M50. The Canon M50 is a great camera. It has a flip out screen just like every Canon camera does. I believe it shoots in 4K. It does have its caveats, it does have its cons, but for the new creator, it's not really gonna matter. And then I would recommend the Sony A6000 and A6300. Those are pretty decent cameras, but I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it does get pricey. And that's gonna pretty much wrap up the video. Hope you guys aren't mad. I understand this stuff is expensive, but gotta pay to play. As usual, it's your talented brother D Dames, and if you enjoyed the video, make sure you click the like button and subscribe to my channel. If you want to follow me on social media to keep up with what I'm doing, you know, go on Instagram, go on Twitter, search @DDames on both of those platforms, and you'll find me there. As always, stay blessed, and I'll be catching you guys on the next one. Deuce. I just shot a video on some YouTube gear. You got something you want to say?
I mean,
anybody want to shout out?
I was just trying to help my girl out.
Oh, okay.
Go to the car, get some tampons for her, you know. She got in the shower.
Ooh.
Treat your girl right, because you're going to miss her a lot when she's gone, you know.
That's facts, bro.